It's 10 o'clock and it's time for the council in session. We have Miss Galanter here. Now hear this, Miss Galanter is here. It's 10 after 10, and we have Mr. Burnson, Ms. Galanter. We have 3 members present. We need 7 more for a quorum. Would the council members please come to the council chamber? Here. Did you see this? Did you see that?
Yeah, I got
It's 15 minutes after 10 and we have 9 members present. We need 1 for a quorum. We have Mr. Alatorre, Mr. Burnson, Mrs. Chick, Mr. Fuhr, Ms. Galanter, Mr. Hernandez, Ms. Misakowski, Mr. Ridley Thomas, 9 members present. We're waiting for Ms. Goldberg, Mr. Savornich, Mr. Wax, and Mrs. Walters. Please come to the council chamber. Yeah.
You have a party tonight?
Yeah, I'm off.
How are you? I got my own. You want we had volunteers. I mean, we got people that are involved in community stuff, everything else. We, people to put, about 700 signs up. all those people got invited, and volunteers and stuff like that. There's a lot of talk.
You took over the whole restaurant?
Yeah, well, they closed them all at 9 o'clock. Which take over. Plus, we'll have the ability to use it.
Call the roll.
Alatorre, Burnson, Chick, Fuhr, Galanter, Goldberg, Hernandez, Holden, Miskowski, Ridley, Thomas, Lawrence, Wax, Walters, Farrell, 10 members present and a quorum, Mr. President.
This is a, council will please come to order. This is a meeting of the City Council for the City of Los Angeles on the 13th day of April, 1999. There are 15 council districts in the city. The regular meeting days are Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We are currently being viewed by cable subscribers throughout the Los Angeles area on Channel 35, and we're also being monitored by council phone. The first order of business.
Approval of the minutes.
All right, Ms. Sikowski moves, Mrs. Walters seconds. There's no objections, unanimous vote. The next item,
Commendatory resolutions for approval.
if there are no objections, unanimous vote. The next item,
On the regular agenda, a request to continue item number 1 until April 28th.
is there any objections to continuing that item? Seeing none, that will be the order. Any other continue?
Item number 23, a request to be continued till April 14th.
If there's no objections, unanimous vote.
And Ms. Chick had a request to continue item number 4 and 45 until tomorrow.
Who's that?
Ms. Chick,
4 and 5?
4 and 45?
Yes, 45, just till tomorrow. The CLA report was
Can
not...
continue one day.
Thank you.
If there's no objections, that will be the order.
And Jeff, she'd like 33 sent back on May 5th. Her.
Who?
Laura. Do that now while she's doing it.
Item 33, Laura?
Come back on May 5th.
Back on May 5th in council. The report here on May 5th.
We want to send it back to your committee and report back?
No, committee, to the board and back here on May 5th.
Okay, item 33 is a report back to, the item to go back to the board,
No, back here on May 5th, that's all.
but back here on May 5th. So we really continue until May 5th. That's item 33.
Sorry.
Okay, next item?
Item number 2, item for which public hearing has been held.
Is there anybody in the chamber wants to be heard on item number 2?
Golf next.
Could we have a little, anybody want to be heard on item 2? Seeing none, the public hearing is closed. Any discussion on item 2? If not, prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
That is approved.
Item number 3 on the agenda has an A and a B. A is a public safety and personnel report, and B is a budget and finance report. The recommendations differ. Motion required.
Item number 3, there's 2 reports. We have the public safety and also the budget and finance. They differ.
Mr. President, I believe that we've all reached consensus. The dollars are...
Are they the same?
Yeah, I believe so.
The dollars are the same. The distribution in item number 1 vary.
Anyway, let's, the public safety, remove the public safety report? Yes, please. Okay. Any discussion on that? If not, prepare the roll on item 3, the public safety report by Ms. Chick. Tabulate the vote.
13 eyes.
Those are approved. Next item.
Items for which public hearings have not been held, items 5 through 44.
Okay, well, let's take 5 and 6 first. We have Tom Francis that wants to be heard, and Monica Hens-Kahn, and Roy Van Doek. Did you want to be heard on this item? If you want to be heard, you better get up there and start talking, because They're in opposition. If you move over to the other side, we can, it's better for you. Give us your name. Your name, please?
My name's Tom Francis. Good morning, council members. I'm here today representing the Ballona Wetlands Land Trust and its 700 members. I just want to let you know that according to the California Subdivision Map Act, this is not a ministerial action because many of the conditions have not been met because the Ballona Wetlands Land Trust and Wetlands Action Network won a federal lawsuit based on the National Environmental Policy Act. This lawsuit blocks the developers from meeting several tract map conditions, including stormwater management and habitat restoration, among many other things. I strongly urge the council to stop this project from moving one more inch. I think it's really important that this council make sure that this development is in compliance with federal and state environmental laws, many of which it is not in compliance with at present, and to move forward is a real mistake.
Have other people want to be heard?
Okay.
Marcia.
Thank you.
Hanscon, thank you. And then Roy Van Dyke, would you please?
I have some items to be distributed to the council. Is there a clerk here to do that?
Sergeant, would you get that, please?
Oops. There's several. Hold on. There. This. That's it. My name's Marcia Hanscom. I'm Executive Director of the Wetlands Action Network. Is there something wrong with this microphone? Can we fix that so you could all?
Pull the microphone up to you so we can hear you, please.
I'm Marcia Hanscom, Executive Director of the Wetlands Action Network. I'm also Chair of Sierra Club California's Wetlands Committee. Honorable council members, I appreciate your time today, and I also would appreciate your paying close attention to this issue. The Playa Vista project and DreamWorks tract maps, which you are poised to approve their final tract maps today, are not ready to be approved. The California Subdivision Map Act says that it is not a ministerial action to simply approve a tract map if the conditions have not been met. You have in front of you a copy of a lawsuit that was served to you this last month for approving a similar project as part of the Playa Vista project, another final tract map that you approved in December. Perhaps your city attorney has not clarified this issue for you, but there are a number of conditions that have not been met and cannot be met because of the federal lawsuit that was one that Mr. Francis spoke about just prior to me. You'll see the 53-page order that Judge Liu issued in June, and it says very clearly that a number of conditions that you relied on in 1995 when you approved this project, you said it's okay to pave over important wetland, upland habitat right where DreamWorks wants to build their studio. Now, there's been a lot of misinformation and myths circulated by the 6th District Councilwoman about this issue. And you'll see on this one sheet of paper with orange highlighting that this project has not gotten smaller, as she always says. It's gotten bigger. It also has a wetland, a delineated wetland, right where DreamWorks wants to put their studio. A judge now has an orange fence around that wetland, and they have to bulldoze around the wetland. Well, the news is that you also approved destroying that upland habitat right adjacent to that wetland habitat, and the mitigation that you relied on was that there would be a riparian corridor and a freshwater marsh. Now, I understand from Gordon Hamilton, your planning director, that you now have an agreement with the developer, with DreamWorks, that's been signed that says that this is going to be okay. That's not complying with the conditions that you originally approved. That agreement is not sufficient, in our opinion, and we believe that you will be in violation, again, of the California Subdivision Map Act.
okay,
I would
thank-
hope that you would not request another lawsuit. I can't believe that you would be considering this when you were
Okay.
just served with this lawsuit.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Roy Van Dyke, Van Hoyk, or whatever it is.
Good morning, City Council. My name is Roy Van de Hook. I'm a constituent.
I apologize.
Okay. Apology accepted. A lot of people mispronounce my name. My comments are actually directly to Hal Burnson, well, to all the City Council, but to Hal Burnson because I'm a constituent in his district. And he's a champion of nature. Last Sunday's Daily News has an article in it, Access to Nature. Chatsworth Reservoir's future, an open issue. Here's what Hal Burnson said. I'm literally willing to fight to the death. They'll have to develop it over my dead body, said Los Angeles City Councilman Hal Burnson. He went on to say, it's a historic and naturally significant piece of property, and the city is in a quest for dollars. I won't sacrifice it for that purpose. The Ballona Wetlands is in the same situation. In this case, it's another council member that has jurisdiction over that. It's Ruth Galanter. So, Hal Burnson, I'm asking you to vote no in approving this tract map, these two tract map subdivisions also, and to be a champion of nature at Ballona, and to show that the city can work together. I'm a scientist, and last Thursday I did a presentation at a town hall meeting for over 400 people attended that. And I have handouts that I want to have each of the city council members have. Thank you.
5.
Being passed out to you right now is a large handout that looks like this. Very nice brochure
right,
that'll
thank
give
you.
you abundant information, and it shows where the area involved, where the division, where the development's going to occur by DreamWorks, which is right in this area in parcel area D to the east end. It's a significant wetland area with uplands mixed in between it, and there are many endangered species in this area, and it's a tremendous piece of open space. Approving the development of approving the development here will be a great impact to nature in the city. The federal judge, actually, last year, a federal judge agreed with over 10 wetland scientists taking their testimonies and that to decide that the area should not be developed. The federal judge said that a violation of law has happened, that an EIS needed to be done. And the city council actually approved the same sort of development. So actually you have a mix of two things happening. You have the city council saying originally, yes, go ahead and let's develop Playa Vista, but you have the federal court system saying, no, this is wrong, the Corps of Engineers was incorrect.
Okay.
So my point, I guess, is that I'd like to see you vote no on this what's before you now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, anyone else want to be heard? Lisa Speck.
I'd like to give up my time to Edmund Yu from the City of Los Angeles if he is here today to discuss the conditions of the tract map.
Give your name, please.
Edmund Yu from City Engineer's Office. I have records in the file from all the different departments, including planning departments, transportation, engineering, regarding all the conditions and clearances from them. So we have records of all of those in the file.
Okay, anyone else want to be heard? If not, the public hearing will be closed. And before we start the discussion, Mr. Hernandez has an introduction.
Yeah, Mr. President, members of the council, it's my honor to present some senior citizens who are here from the Claude Pepper Senior Center. And they were brought to our council meeting by Shirley Hellman and, of course, Mr. Leonard Shapiro. I just want to acknowledge their presence.
Thank you, Mr. Hernandez. Ms. Galanter?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I just want to point out that these are final maps. These are not tentative maps. The council approved the tentative maps previously. We are not, frankly, in a position to debate the whole Playa Vista project again today. We will be in the future when the Phase 2 approvals come forward. But I would ask your approval of these two maps because they've done what we've told them to do, and I believe, perhaps I'll ask Ms. Weingart from the City Attorney's Office to clarify the limits of our authority here.
Yes, since these are final track maps, if all the conditions of the Department of Engineering and Planning are met, this is a ministerial act by the council. The council must approve these.
Thank you.
Mr. Ridley Thomas?
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. I think the city attorney has already made clear what the council's prerogative is. There is a question that I think that can be raised that clarifies the issues because some of the persons on public comment have raised other concerns. But the one that I think can be spoken to and I think is worth having addressed is the overall development process and the subsidies that have been raised in connection with it and what the timeline is. And I think a clarification is important so that we don't confuse these issues. So, Ms. Galanter, you probably are best able to answer that.
Excuse me, but the only thing that's on the agenda
Mr.
itself
President,
today are the
Mr.
two
President,
track maps.
I'm raising a point
yeah,
of clarification
fine,
information. I
I'm
think
fine
Ms.
to answer.
Galanter is fully capable of addressing it. Therefore, the questions that have been raised by way of public comment can be answered, and so that we don't have confusion. Thank you.
All right. The issue of subsidies is completely unrelated to these two tract maps. These are maps that were applied for by Playa Vista, actually, I believe, under the previous ownership. When the council reviewed the tract maps, one of the tract maps does include the area at the east end of the property, 1.5 miles away from the wetlands, where DreamWorks will eventually, if they ever finish their agreements, will be building its studio. But the lawsuits that have been filed, and there have been many, and there will, as you heard, there will be many more. Whatever we do, they're going to file another lawsuit. The only lawsuit that has gone anywhere is one that relates to property 1.5 miles away from here. One of the speakers mentioned that it is connected as a drainage system. Excuse me, this is my time. I did not interrupt you. And what she's complaining, none of it has anything to do with DreamWorks, I think is the answer to your question. There will be additional items coming to council in the future where the discussion of subsidies, which have mostly vanished, will be much more relevant than it is today. This is strictly a land use set of tract maps. It's exactly the same process we've used on every development, and it doesn't involve any city investment.
And the balance of it with respect to subsidies is a future action coming into council.
Totally different issue. The only issue remaining with respect to DreamWorks is the question of whether we are going to follow through on our 1995 commitment to offer a tax credit against business taxes for jobs created. But none of that is relevant to what's before us today.
And it's a matter of months or whatever for the balance of it. Is that not correct?
I hope it's less, but
less.
it's...
All right. Thank you.
Ms. Goldberg?
Yes, I just wanted to add that I have followed this very closely with respect to the Ballona Creek. And I would say this, that I am satisfied that the only way the bulk of Ballona Creek is going to be saved is by what is happening here today. If that were not true, I would not be able to support this. But on the other hand, I don't think the councilwoman would either. The fact of the matter is that what this does is provide the funding when there really is no other source of funding to make it possible to restore much of the habitat and to restore the creek. And so I would have to, in this particular case, take some exception with the speakers. In the best of all possible worlds, you get everything, but you don't get everything in reality. And what this does, however, is restore the creek, restore the wetlands, so that there will be a place for those animals and those flora and fauna to survive in a very fragile environment. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing this come about, so that those of us who grew up spending time there can go back and see them in much more splendor than they currently are in today.
Mr. Burnson?
Yes, Mr. President, members of the council, I think Jackie has said most of what I was going to say. Let me just say, in due respect to my constituent that declared me the great savior for open land, and I am very interested in that, by the way, even when it's not in my district. But I will say this, if there's one person who is probably more environmentally oriented and saving on this council, it's probably Ruth. And I have to listen to her because it's her district, and if she's assured that this is going to be something beneficial for restoring the wetlands, then I feel confident in supporting it, and that's why I did in our committee. Our planning committee reviewed this very carefully, the conditions that were placed. Now, if the conditions are not able to be met, that's something else. Then the project won't go forward. They have already been met. So conditions must be met for a project to go forward, and the comment that they couldn't be met apparently is not so. But the committee unanimously was convinced that the approval of these projects was going to go a long way towards restoring the wetlands and improving them. So in all due respect, I appreciate your comments, but I think that this will be something positive for the area ultimately, although some of you may disagree.
Mr. Fuhr?
Move the question.
Mr. Fuhr moves the previous question. Prepare the roll on the previous question, which would cut off debate. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Now we have the matter before us on 5 and 6. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those are approved, and we'll send those forthwith. Next item. Next item.
Items number 4 and 45 were continued a few minutes ago until tomorrow. At the request of Ms. Chick and Ms. Ridley Thomas, they wish to continue 4 and 45 till Friday, April 16th.
All right, we'll correct that. Those 4 and 45 will be continued until Friday. There's no objection. That will be the order. Okay, we have 7 through 44. We have somebody that wants to be heard on 26 and 20 and 42. We'll call those special. Anybody want to be heard on any of the other items? Anybody in the chamber? 22, we don't have a card on 22, so we'll just have to, so prepare.
Mr. President, item 14, could we continue that item for 15 days?
Yeah, but let me get through the public comment
Okay.
there. We have cards on 26 and 42, and 22 is going to be received and filed, so, all right. The public hearing's closed on all but those 3, and any specials? Mr. Hernandez, on 14, you want to do what?
Continue it for 15 days.
Continue for 15 days?
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't know if we have 15 days, but we'll do it till April 27th.
Okay. Thank you.
April 27th, there's no objection, that will be the order on that. Any other specials on council members? If not, prepare the roll on 7 through 44, with the exception of 22, 23, which we already acted on, 26, 33, and 42. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
Those are approved. Next item. Forthwith on 29 and 36? 29 and 30?
I have a presentation, if that would be appropriate now.
Okay. Forthwith on 29 and 30. Okay, Ms. Goldberg, you have a presentation?
Mr. President and members of the council, every April 13th, many of us observe a worldwide event called Yom HaShoah, or Day of Remembrance. And it is in memory of the millions of Jewish people who perished during the Holocaust during World War II. B'nai B'rith, the oldest and I believe largest Jewish community service organization in the world, and in the Southern California region, which represents 10,000 members, is bringing forth a project called Unto Every Person There Is a Name, which is a unique program designed to perpetuate the memorial of the Jewish victims by public recitation of their names during Yom HaShoah. In this particular year, and I think probably for the first time ever, the B'nai B'rith of Southern California region is also recognizing that large numbers of individuals from the gay and lesbian and Roma communities, as well as persons with disabilities, were also killed, murdered during the Nazi genocidal regime, and that they too should be remembered on Yom HaShoah. Most of us believe it's our responsibility to keep the memory alive of those who died, in order that we not only never forget them, but we also make sure that it never happens again. And current events, I think, are certainly a part of that memory. So it is with that in mind that I would like to introduce Stephen Koff, the Regional Director of B'nai B'rith of Southern California, Mark Joseph, the Regional President of B'nai B'rith Southern California, Saul Berger, who is himself a Holocaust survivor and a member of the B'nai B'rith, and Gwen Baldwin, who is the Director of the Gay and Lesbian Center of Los Angeles. I believe there are also people here from the City Commission on Disability.
I don't see no people.
Maybe they were not able to make it. Without further ado, let me introduce Mr. Stephen Koff.
Thank you. Thank you, Councilmember Goldberg. Mr. President, members of the council, we are honored to be here today and have you recognize this day of sacred remembrance. I would also like to introduce a member of our board, Rosalind Klein. You have Mr. Mark Joseph, and we'd like to call forward Stacy Harvey, the director of the B'nai B'rith Youth Organization, who would like to read a poem entitled "Unto Every Person There Is a Name." Stacy?
Unto every person there is a name, bestowed upon them by God, and given to them by their mother and father. Unto every person there is a name, accorded to them by their stature and the manner of their smile. Unto every person there is a name, conferred upon them by the mountains and given them by their neighbors. Unto every person there is a name, assigned by their sins and given to them by their yearnings. Unto every person there is a name, given by their enemies and given them by their love. Unto every person there is a name, derived by their festivals and given by their labor. Unto every person there is a name, presented by the seasons and given them by their blindness. Unto every person there is a name, bestowed upon them by the sea and given to them by their death.
Thank you, Stacy. This commemoration today is occurring worldwide in cities throughout America and throughout cities in the world. Unto Every Person There Is a Name is an event sponsored by B'nai B'rith, which recognizes people, the victims of the Holocaust, as individuals rather than 6 million lives lost. We would like to do a brief presentation of some of the names here this morning, and I'd like to call upon Mr. Saul Berger, a member of B'nai B'rith, who was also a survivor of the Holocaust. Saul?
I have here some names of people of my immediate family that perished during the Holocaust. Jacob Berger, Rose Berger, Joshua Berger, Moses Berger, Michael Berger, Berta Yakubovich, Sarah Miriam Yakubovich, Helen Gebel, Moses Friedman, and Miriam Friedman.
Thank you, Saul. And now I'd like to call to the podium the Executive Director of the Los Angeles Gay Lesbian Center, Ms. Baldwin, who will also read some names from that community.
Thank you. We are solemnly honored to be included in this year's remembrance. The Nazi government arrested more than 100,000 gay men and lesbians and sentenced nearly 15,000 of them to concentration camps. Most of them died there. Recognizing that gays and lesbian people are still persecuted by governments around the world, we solemnly remember these victims. Albert Winkler, Otto Schmidt, Gustav Lindau, Franz Smaka, Willi Schoen, Oskar Ragg, Emil Kraus, Hans Post, Alfred Moldenauer, and Hugo Vischer.
Thank you. The names you just heard are just a small sampling of the names of 3.5 million documented names that we have in files worldwide. We should also not forget in this day actions of atrocities that are occurring today as we speak in Kosovo, and remember the names of those victims too who have passed and perished of that situation. Finally, I'd like to call upon the president of B'nai B'rith in Southern California, Mr. Mark Joseph, to read a prayer in honor of the dead who perished.
May their memory endure, inspiring truth and loyalty in our lives. May their souls be thus bound up in the bond of life. May they rest in peace. May the Holy One who makes the peace in heaven grant peace to all people. And let us say, Amen.
And so on behalf of all of my colleagues in the council, I want to present this scroll in memorial of the Yom HaShoah of 1999, and in this particular instance of adding both the disabilities community and the community of the gay and lesbian people of the world.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for doing this. Thank you, Mr. President.
Ms. Goldberg. All right, the next item.
Item number 22, called special.
Item 22, Mr. Shapiro.
Mr. President and council members, I rise to speak on item number 22, which is the Environmental Affairs Department appropriation of $3.9 million from AB 2766. That's a new law that was passed in Sacramento, plus $4 million extra that you already get. So you're getting close to $8 million, and this money is supposed to be used to reduce the air pollution that results from cars. Now, basically, you're taking the money and you're giving it to ATSAC, that's the Automatic Traffic Surveillance and Control System, and you're giving it to the dash buses that ride around the City Hall and other places in the city, and the City Hall shuttle. You know, that City Hall shuttle is pretty good. I've never seen it, or I've very rarely seen it. I wonder where it is. If they're giving him this $8 million, they ought to be visible that, to be used by people who want to travel around. I think this program that's giving you all this extra money to clean up the environment has to be used in many different ways. One of the basic ways I would say you should use it is talk to your representative to the Air Quality Management District, Mr. Hal Burnson, and tell him you want to get rid of this bad reclaim project, which allows people who got money to throw as much pollution in the air as they want to. Over the last 3-4 years, they've thrown in 83 million tons of pollution, nitrogen oxide and sulfur oxide in our air, which is the most polluted in the United States. Now, there's no reason why we should allow this to continue, and some of this money should be used for propaganda or for consulting with the different members on the Air Quality Management District and say, we want you to throw away this reclaim program. We do not want people who got millions of dollars, we don't want to give them the right to pollute the air as much as they can. Mr. President.
Okay, we have Ms. Sikowski wants to be heard. The public hearing is closed.
Mr. President, this is not an appropriation. It's just the annual report as to how the money is spent. And Mr. Shapiro is right. This is the money that is subvention from the registration fee on automobiles to come to the city to come up with programs that do eliminate or at least reduce the amount of smog. And every DASH program that we have, whether it's in the southeast area or in other communities of high movement, that if we have the dash there, people are taking a bus and not using their own cars. It's been confirmed that the ATSAC system, which helps our traffic flow better through our signalization process in a computerized manner, again, makes the cars move more smoothly and eliminates pollution from the stopping and starting. So this is an annual report indicating that the program and the monies are being spent directly as the way the reduction of air quality, smog, and in our air, and improving our air quality has mandated, and we are submitting it for note and file.
Okay, we have item number 22. Prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
That is approved. Now we have
Item number 26, called special.
our Leonard Shapiro.
Mr. President, council members, item number 26 is talking about a $1.7 million three-year contract that you're giving to a firm, O'Brien and Kreisberg, to allow them to supervise the expenditure of money that you've already appropriated on 911. And you're not sure about how this money is going to be spent. These people are going to advise you. I just want to remind you that 2 weeks ago I spoke on a $75 million appropriation, which nobody listened to and nobody responded to, which was not the final amount of money that was available that you were making the appropriation on a bond issue for $235 million that had been passed in 1989. In 1989, this money was appropriated, and you were allowed to spend it, and here they come back 7 years later, and they haven't spent the money. Now, in addition to that, there's $45 million waiting in that same fund. Now, you would say to yourself, well, what does that mean? Well, why are they asking for more money right now, $744 million on a bond issue for police and fire facilities, and part of this is concerned with 911? Why are they asking for this extra money, and why are they asking you to put in this firm to see that the money is spent properly and on time? Like justice delayed is justice denied, bond money delayed is bond money wasted. You have no right to hold up $235 million that you appropriated and spend it 7 and 10 years later. And that brings me to mind about the $744 million bond issue. It should be voted down, and the money should be appropriated on a pay-as-you-go basis. It's going to cost you $50 to $60 million each year. And if you're going to wait 7 years before you spend this bond money, that means the 50 and 60 times 7 is $350 million.
All right, thank
you don't need any bond issues.
Thank you,
Vote
Mr.
them down.
Shapiro. Thank you, Mr. Shapiro. We have the public hearings closed on 26. Is there any discussion on 26? If not, prepare the roll, tabulate the vote.
12 eyes.
That is approved. Next item,
Item number 33, called special.
33. 33 was continued until, I think Mr. Hernandez wanted that continued until the 5th of May.
Oh, no, that's Ms. Chick.
Mrs. Chick? Yeah. Okay, the next item,
Item number 42, called special.
Mr. Shapiro.
Item number 42, I have to congratulate the President and the City Council for entertaining this motion to do something about these rapidly rising gasoline prices in California. Somebody who I've been in the business for 50 years, so I know how they work it. Anytime two business people come together, especially two gasoline giants come together, you know there's a conspiracy afoot. How is it possible that we're paying $1.49 to $1.59 a gallon when they're paying $1.09 or $1.08 all over the average of the rest of the United States? What reason are they given? The oil companies say something about a refinery fire, say something about a short supply, but it's baloney. It's just an excuse that they're offering, because if gasoline is available, it can be trucked in from all over the United States. We're not short here. But the point is, it's giving them an excuse. We cannot let them get away with it. And the only way we can stop them is for public bodies, like the City Council, to say, we want to investigate this conspiracy. Because it is a conspiracy, and it's got to be investigated.
If you will stop your debate, we'll get on to it, Mr. Shapiro. You're delaying it right now.
I'm only delaying
Justice
it by a few seconds.
delayed is delayed.
Right. I would like the public to understand that this motion is long past due, and I'm 100% in favor of it, Mr. President.
Don't encourage him. Mrs. Chick?
Well, I appreciate the encouragement on this one, Mr. President, because clearly, colleagues, there is no good explanation for why gas prices suddenly spike up and then drop back down. This latest unexplainable price hike impacts city residents not once, but twice, both as consumers at the gas pumps and also as taxpayers. My motion is asking for accurate information, and I'm not sure that there is going to be an explanation that we are going to want to accept. The reason that the public is being hit twice is because the city is now involved in a fuel tank replacement program. We have more and more of our city vehicles gassing up at commercial stations. We are also paying the higher price as a city, and we use lots of gasoline for our city cars. The LA Times today has an article that tells us that these prices are the highest inflation-adjusted prices since 1985, colleagues. In just a matter of 6 weeks, the average price per gallon has gone up more than 50 cents. In Washington, our colleague Senator Boxer has asked for the Federal Trade Commission to get involved in ensuring fair market prices, and we need to get involved as well. I have long believed that it is one of the most essential roles of city government, or government at any level, to disseminate factual and accurate information so that we can arm the public and the consumers with the information they need to protect themselves. This motion is going to bring in a report from our CLA and also ask the State Energy Commission to pass on information to us about what really is going on. And I think what we are going to see, and I'm not necessarily going to use the word conspiracy, but that this is absolutely an opportunity to take advantage of the consumers, and we are a consumer as well. I am asking for your support on this motion so that the city can join with our constituencies in protecting ourselves against unreasonable gas hikes. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have item 42. Prepare the roll. Tabulate the vote.
12 ayes.
That is approved. Forthwith on that. Next item.
Next item on the agenda is Special 1.
Okay, Special 1, can we...
It's not on the agenda.
Can we have City Attorney?
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. On March 26th, the City Council approved two resolutions authorizing publication of notice and acceptance of bids for $90 million in parking revenue funds and $47 million in MICLA for the parking structure and theater at Hollywood and Highland. They were to be opened next week on Tuesday and Wednesday. However, the council will be in recess, and therefore this motion is asking that the council authorize the city administrative officer to accept the bids and award the bonds to the lowest responsible bidder. Therefore, the council would need to make the findings that the need to act arose after the posting of the agenda, and there's an immediate need to act.
Okay, prepare the roll on the findings. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 1 no.
Now we have the motion before us. Ms. Goldberg?
Yes. What this does is this authorizes, since council will not be held on Tuesday and Wednesday, it authorizes, if certain conditions are met, it authorizes the CAO to accept the bids and award the revenue bonds. And the conditions are all spelled out in the pages 1 and 2. But basically, it does what we would do if we had been here, as long as the bonds meet all of the conditions that are stated in the resolution.
Okay, any other discussion? If not, prepare the roll on Special 1. Tabulate the vote.
11 ayes, 1 no.
That is approved. Forthwith on that. Next item.
On the table is a closed session item.
We'll leave that on the desk.
Now it's time for public comment.
Okay, Leonard Rose from La Puente, who wants to speak to the Los Angeles City Council again. Yeah, you're having fun, Leonard.
Yeah, I got
good.
3 notes, very important of what I discussed last Wednesday. A rewrite note for business protection, good for police, neighborhood watch, business owner, company, businessman, even every leader's authority, 100% ideal. And I got each one of you guys, but this year, 1999, or year 2000, to meet leaders' authority, to address, give me a Senator, U.S. Barbara Boxer, Dianne Feinstein, Los Angeles County Supervisor, if meet them one time only, to shake their hand and give them a letter. And then this special letter to all council, to each Los Angeles City Council, the speech, 1999, I explained 100% ideal, all about my letter speech made January 1999 through April 1999. Thank you for the speech I made. And I'd like to have a photo picture for you guys, all you guys, councilmen, put your name in a small note. Thank you for the speech, and I'd like to congratulate and thank you for being here for you guys, all right?
Okay, thank you, Leonard, thank you. Leonard Shapiro, I think, left. Mercy, mercy, mercy. Anybody else want to be heard? If not, the public comment period is closed. Next item.
Request to be excused from council. Ms. Goldberg has a request to be excused on Wednesday, April 14th to leave at noon. This meets policy for city business.
Next item.
Closed session item number 46.
Okay, all those people not involved with the executive session, please leave the council chamber. Yes, yes, it is. I did. I'm Laura Chick's friend. Who? Who's Gorski? Okay, Sergeant.
All right, are we, what did I? Look at that, isn't that beautiful? All right, we're now reconvened. Next item.
Item number 46.
All right. All right, there's a motion to approve the settlement. Open the roll. Close the roll.
11 ayes, 1 no.
All right, there's 11 ayes and 2 no. Mr. Ridley Thomas will be change his vote to no. Okay, next item.
The desk is clear.
All right, the desk is clear. Any adjourning resolutions? All right. I want to do it. Mr. President, members, I'd like to adjourn in the memory of a former colleague of mine in the state legislature. I think all of us knew him to be a very committed man to the beliefs he had. That's Tom Bain. He's a very close friend of mine.
I'd like to be a co-author on that.
I know that he'll be missed by his family and his wife, and I'd like to adjourn his memory, all members. Next.
Yeah, I'd like to be a co-author.
Mr. Burnson, Mr. Chick, Ms. Chick, Ms. Chick, and Mr. Fuhrer, all right?
All right, I'd like to offer
Ms. Galanter.
an adjourning motion, ask that we adjourn in memory of Jonathan Bishop, who was the son of Jill Bishop, who works at the Venice Boys and Girls Club. Jonathan was killed in Texas. He's survived by his mother, his father, and 2 brothers.
Okay. Mr. Hernandez.
Yes, Mr. President, members of the council, I ask that we adjourn in memory of Mr. Alberto Muniz. He passed away on Thursday, April 8th. Mr. Muniz was born in Chihuahua, Mexico in 1925. and Friday would have been his 74th birthday, but he passed away of a heart attack. He made his way to East LA via El Paso, Texas. He was employed by Master Baker, a status he held since he was 12 years old. But the reason that many of us know Mr. Muniz is because of his children, Ramon Muniz, who's been real active in the Cypress Park community, as well as other son Mario Alberto, who's been active statewide with child care issues.
Okay. Ms. Goldberg, every second. Mr. Ridley Thomas.
Mr. President, members of the council, would you join me in joining in memory of one of the great religious leaders of our community, Bishop Reed of the Church First of God Apostolic Community. Past this weekend leaves a host of worshipers and followers who found in him an advocate of those things that gave them a sense of purpose in life. He will be sorely missed, and when the information is made available as to the funeral arrangements, I will make it known to all of you.
Okay. Mr. Wax.
I want
All members.
I want to join in a journey in memory of Tom Bain. He sometimes, I think to some people, he seemed kind of like a tough guy, but he was really a warm and wonderful person who really cared about the little guy and had tremendous reverence and respect for individual dignity and worth. And his memorial is going to be tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Eden. I would imagine it's going to be a pretty special event because of the many lives that he touched and goodness that he expressed in so many ways.
Okay. Call the roll. The council is adjourned.
You are watching LA City View, Channel 35.